All right, thanks, guys. Providence takes on Florida, and that's going to be a 7 o'clock Eastern tip-off at the Barclays Center. Now, the Gators are the 5.5-point favorite, total at 133. We saw a half a point move toward Florida and movement downward on the total. The Gators open as the 5-point favorite, up to minus 5.5. Total open 134, down to 133. 57% of the consensus are leaning toward Providence, 68% shaded toward the under. And right now, the Friars of Providence are plus 215 on the money line. Now, Providence has really struggled to cover a point spread as of late. They're 0-6 against the number in their last 6 straight. They're also shooting just 42% from the field, and they are 1-4 straight up away from home. One more thing to add about Providence. They failed to cover the point spread in all 5 of their games away from home this year. Now, Florida on the other side, 4-1 straight up in their last 5, 6-3 straight up overall for the year. They're allowing just 63 points per contest, and their opponents are shooting just 29% from downtown. Kerry Blackshear, 13 points a game, 8 rebounds for him. Keontae Johnson, 13 points a game, 6 boards. And Andrew Nemhart, 10 points a game, 5 assists. He's shooting 88% from the stripe. This Florida squad has consecutive wins against Marshall, Xavier, Miami, Florida, and St. Joe's. So a nice little run in their last handful of games for the Gators. Now, Florida's 3-1 to the under as the home team. Now, this is a neutral site game, although they are considered the official home team. We're looking at a Providence team on the other side who's 4-1 to the under away from home themselves. I'm going to purchase the half a point, slide it down, and take Florida minus 5 in the under 133 in that game. Next matchup, Oklahoma taking on Creighton, and that's going to be an 8:30 Eastern tip-off in that game. The Blue Jays are the 3-point favorite, total at 153. We saw a 1-point fade of Creighton and movement downward on the total. The Blue Jays open minus 4, down to minus 3. Total open 153.5, down to 153 even. 61% are leaning Creighton, 56% shaded toward the over. Right now, the Sooners are plus $1.30 on the money line. The Sooners have also failed to cover in 5 out of their last 6 games. They failed to cover against the likes of North Texas, Maryland, Eastern Shore, and William and Mary this year. They're allowing 70 points per contest, and their opponents are shooting 33% from downtown. Now, the Sooners, on the other side, winners in their last 4 straight. They're also 8-2 straight up overall for the year. They have marquee wins over the likes of Nebraska and Texas Tech this year. Marcus Zagorowski, 19 points a game, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. He's also shooting 53% from the field and 41% from downtown. Tyshawn Alexander, 17 points a game, 6 boards. And Mitch Ballack, 13 points a game, 5 rebounds. Excuse me. He's also shooting 45% from downtown as well, is Mitch Ballack. Now, we're looking at a Creighton squad who's 3-1 to the over in their last 4. 4-3 to the over as the official home team. Meanwhile, Oklahoma on the other side, 5-2 to the over in their last 7. So with all that said and done, I'm going to lean toward the chalk in this one. Give me the Creighton Blue Jays minus 3 and the over 153 in that contest. Next matchup, it is going to be Purdue taking on Ohio, and that is a 9 o'clock Eastern tip-off in that game. The Boilermakers are the 10-point favorite, total at 126.5. We saw a half a point fade of Purdue and movement upward on the total. The Boilermakers open 10.5, down to minus 10. Total open 126, up to 126 and a hook. 59% are leaning Purdue, 60% shaded toward the over. Right now, the Bobcats of Ohio are plus 445 on the money line. Now, Ohio is right in the middle of a 4-game winning streak. They're shooting 48% from the field this year and 37.3% from downtown. They're perfect 4-0 straight up as the home team. Jason Preston, 17 points a game, 6 rebounds, 9 assists. He's also shooting 52% from the field, 36% from downtown, and he's averaging 2 steals per contest. Ben Vanderplus, 14 points a game, 6 rebounds, 3 assists. And Jordan Dantis, 13 points a game, 39% from downtown he's shooting. Now, Purdue on the other side, Matt Harms is listed as doubtful for that game. They've also failed to cover in 3 out of their last 4 away from home. This Purdue squad is averaging just 69 points per contest. 7 out of their last 8 did stay under the total. I'm going to lean toward the dog in this one. Give me Ohio plus 10 and the under 126.5 in that game. And before we go ahead and move on, just want to take a quick timeout and welcome you to the show. Got some lines of personal leans out for Tuesday's college basketball action, but before we dive into some more of that, I just want to quickly remind you to check me out on my website at patreon.com/BrockPage, where we do daily premium picks on that website beginning at just $1.99 per month. We have a bunch of different memberships, tiers, and packages that you can subscribe to, and you can check out my current record for free right now. All you have to do is click the link in the description section below. That is patreon.com/BrockPage. All right, let's go ahead and dive into our next couple of games. All starts Eastern Standard Time. And on deck, we've got the Dons of San Francisco taking on Stanford, 9 o'clock Eastern tip-off in that game. Stanford's minus 6.5, total 144 and a hook. We saw a half a point fade of Stanford and movement upward on the total. The Cardinal opened 7, minus 6, down to minus 6.5, total open 144, up to 144 and a hook. 58% are leaning Stanford, 57% shaded toward the over. Right now, San Francisco is plus 250 on the money line. Now, the Dons of San Fran, they've dropped 2 out of their last 4 games. They've also failed to cover in 4 out of their last 6. They have failures to cover against the likes of Hampton and Sam Houston State this year. They're allowing 70 points per contest. Meanwhile, their opponents are shooting 45% from the field and 39% from beyond the arc. Now, Stanford on the other side, they rank in the top 20 in the nation in three-point percentage. They're shooting 40% from downtown. They're also shooting 50.4% from the field. They're averaging 76 points per contest. Oscar Da Silva, 17 points a game, 6 rebounds. He's shooting 81% from the stripe. Tyrell Terry, 15 points a game, 5 rebounds. He's shooting 39% from downtown. And Spencer Jones, 11 points a game, 4 rebounds for him. Now, 2 out of Stanford's last 3 got over the total. Meanwhile, San Francisco, 9-1 to the over for the season. I'm going to purchase the half a point, slide it down, and lean Stanford minus 6 and the over 144.5 in that game. And I'm going to slide in my next and final matchup for the show. It is going to be Temple taking on Miami. And that is going to be a 9:30 Eastern tip-off at the Barclays Center as well. Temple is the 1.5 point favorite, total at 141 and a hook. We saw a 1 point fade of Temple and movement downward on the total. The Owls open 2.5 down to minus 1.5. Total open 142 down to 141 and a hook. 53% are leaning Miami, 72% shaded toward the under. Right now, the Hurricanes are plus $1.10 on the money line. Now, Miami's failed to cover the point spread in 4 out of their last 5. They're allowing 72 points per contest. Meanwhile, their opponents are shooting 47% from the field. Now, Temple, on the other side, they successfully covered the point spread in 5 out of their last 6. They're 7-2 straight up overall for the year. Quentin Rose is averaging 15 points a game, 5 rebounds, and 2 steals. Nate Pierre-Louis, 12 points a game, 9 rebounds, 2 steals. And Alani Moore, 10 points a game, shooting 88% from the stripe. This Temple squad ranks in the top 35 in offensive rebounding. They're also ranking the top 30 in points allowed in the nation, and they are in the top 5 in defensive field goal percentage. Now, total-wise, obviously, Temple 7-2 to the under overall for the year. I'm going to lean toward the Owls in this matchup here. Give me Temple minus 1.5 and the under 141 and a hook in that game. All right, let's go ahead and dive into our quick pick recap. Once again, brought to you by patreon.com/BrockPage, where we do daily premium picks on that website, beginning at just $1.99 per month. I like Temple minus 1.5, under 141 and a hook. Stanford minus 6, over 144.5. Ohio plus 10, under 126 and a hook. Creighton minus 3, over 153. And last but certainly not least, I like the Florida Gators minus 5 and the under 133 in that game. All right, let's go ahead and dive into some shout-outs. Once again, brought to you by patreon.com/BrockPage. Shout out to Jerry David, Travis Stout, Braden Jewell, James Medina, Tran Jing, Chris Profit, Blacks Blazer, Freddie Garcia, Lane Eternal Master, Young Ho Kookie, Dirk Diggler, Hip Hop Connoisseur, Pedro Fernandez, Para P, Stephen Lewis, Ninja Chris, and last but certainly not least, shout out to Ivan Prashad. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me. Once again, don't forget to check me out on my Patreon website, where once again, we do daily premium picks on that site, beginning at just $1.99 per month. You can also access my current record for free right now All you have to do is click the link in the description section below. It's right on the homepage. That is patreon.com/BrockPage. But most importantly, guys, I do have to thank you for joining me right here on YouTube. I really hope you enjoyed all this great free content, all this great free information. Happy Tuesday to you. Best of luck to you. And I look forward to seeing you on patreon.com/BrockPage.